Morning, we put focus on the farming industry. As the world is fast shifting into the digital sphere, the industry is also adopting the use of smart technology to enhance the future of agriculture and food security. Nsuku Nhlangwini is a research technician. She's been breaking boundaries and cementing her spot among some of the formidable female farmers to see change the once male-dominated agri-field. She joins me now on Skype to take us through how the farming career is transforming as more women are claiming their place and changing the same. Nsuku, a very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's start with your love for farming. When did you know that this is the path that you're supposed to take?
This is a funny story, actually, because I was 8 years old watching the news with my mom, and there was a famine in Ethiopia, I think, at the time. So looking at that, I thought to myself, when I grow up, I want to be able to produce food for the world so that nobody goes to bed hungry. So when I got to matric, I applied to the University of the Free State, and that's where I started.
And now you are a research technician. Take us through your journey to becoming one, and when and how did it start?
So when I got to the University of the Free State, I initially studied agricultural management in my first year. And then I did a module in Introduction to Soil, Crop and Climate Sciences, which I thought was really interesting for me. So in my second year, I changed to mixed farming management because I wanted to have all the aspects of agriculture. I wanted to have I wanted to broaden my knowledge about the agricultural industry. So after completing my degree, before I even completed my degree, I knew that I wanted to do research. So after completing my degree, I had an interview with Bavaria Fruit Estates, and they employed me initially for a company called Citri, which is mainly about improving agriculture by using technology and doing a lot of research.
Yeah, we'll talk about technology in agriculture in just a moment. But briefly, what does a research technician do on a normal day at work?
So what I do on a normal day is basically plan for my trials, set up for trials. My trials are mostly on soft citrus. So now the soft citrus is flowering. So a normal day right now would be I have to go check the flowers and then check the irrigation, check the weather, such things. And then just prepare for my trials and write reports.
Yeah. What are some of the challenges females in in agri-industries such as yourself face?
Well, let's be honest, it's still a male-dominated industry, and it is mainly white-dominated. So challenges that I face is the stereotypes. There are still those stereotypes where people think that because you're a woman, you can't farm or you don't know anything about farming. So I feel like as women, we need to break those stereotypes by being strong, by being passionate about what we do, like letting our work speak for itself. If you love what you do, then I believe you do not have to try so hard to prove that you can do something.
Do you want to share some of those challenges that you've encountered and how you were able to deal with those challenges?
Yes. So when I initially started, I always had issues with general labor undermining me and disrespecting me. And I'm a really sweet person. So one of the managers said to me, if you want to survive in this industry, you have to leave your sweetness at the gate when you enter here. You do not have to be harsh, but you need to learn to be hard so that you earn the respect that you deserve. And I applied that, and now, most of them respect me. So that is good. It worked for me.
Wow, that's so good to hear. And what would you like to change then to sort of make a difference in opportunities that are afforded to female farmers, in order for the industry to transform and become more inclusive?
I feel like female farmers have trouble getting access to land, also getting access to funding. Like personally, I would love to have a farm of my own, but I've also been struggling to get like access to land, access to funding. So maybe the government doesn't trust female farmers. So what I feel like the government should do is rather, if I apply for farming, I apply for funding or land, then they should appoint a mentor for me. If they want to appoint a male mentor because they're going to be comfortable with that, then that's okay. But appoint a mentor for me who's going to help me and who's going to check and see if I am on the right track, who's going to keep track of my progress and my farming, So then if he approves, then I get my funding and my land. You can just start on a small scale, but I think that will really help because the issue of funding and access to land is really, really,
More so because the land debate still rages on. So what should happen in the meantime for especially women farmers?
I feel like maybe, some schools, the rural schools have land where they plant veggies. So I feel like maybe that should be given to a female farmer so that they can like control that and take over that. And then from there on, you can see who qualifies to get the land based on their productivity and work ethics and everything else that will be what?
Nsuku, just take us through how the industry is becoming more digital and the kind of technology that's now being used to advance research to better the industry.
So now we have apps that help us keep track of the pests and diseases that are on the farm. We also have apps that help us with the irrigation. So they'll show you which orchard needs more water, which orchards are over-irrigated. So with the use of that, you are able to plan your irrigation and also be able to see where you need to adjust your irrigation plan. Also, we have apps that help with fertilization programs. So that is making our lives easier because you don't have to sit and calculate like we were taught in school.
Okay. So what's next for Nsuku? Where do you see the direction your career is heading in the future?
Well, I see myself getting my PhD, continuing in research, getting a farm, and educating other upcoming farmers, especially in the rural areas. All around the world, basically, not just South Africa or Africa, all around the world. The rural areas, educating farmers there and families on how to produce food for themselves in a sustainable way.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to call you Dr. Nhlangwini. Now, a message you have for other female farmers in Nsuku and also for aspiring young women watching this interview right now and who would like to get into the agriculture industry?
Definitely do it. If you're thinking of getting into agriculture, do it. Because agriculture is the future. I mean, we've seen from the COVID-19 that agriculture is an essential service, and that is where you have job security. And if you want to get into agriculture, please be passionate about it. Don't do it because it looks nice. No, it's not. It's not nice. So, but if you're passionate about it, you will survive, you will thrive, and you will go places. This is the future. And you need to be strong, and we need to break those stereotypes. Women can farm.
It's actually very, very profound coming from a person who is in that space. Nsuku, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
That was research technician Nsuku Nhlangwini joining us on Skype as part of our Women's Month profile feature. And we were just in conversation about her journey in the evolving farming industry.